Hello, future engineers. Today we are going to be diving into Drawing File Practice 2. This is going to be a tutorial on all 3 steps, so let's go take a look at that. This right here is Drawing File Practice 2. In this activity, you'll complete 3 stages of designing a part. We are going to model, create a drawing file, and then dimension that file. So that one that we have today is macaroni, and we're going to jump into Inventor to model this part. So let's start by going into Inventor. And I'm going to hit my favorite button in all the world. I'm going to create a new inch part and create. All right. So the base for macaroni is, again, we're going to be doing a rectangle. And this rectangle is 2 by 2. Got this nice little shape over here. Before I finish sketch, I am going to take out the top corner of this, which, let me double check the dimensions. It is 1 wide and 0.5 down. So back into Inventor, grab my dimension tool, go from here to here. That is a 0.5. And then it is this wide, which is 1. There we go. And actually, we can do this all at the same time. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna grab my circle tool, and I know that this is occurring on the midpoint over here, but this has a radius of 0.5 or a diameter of 1. So I'm gonna type in 1, hit enter. Now this is looking great. This looks awesome. Now there is some extra lines in here, so I can go and trim some stuff out. Oops, did not mean to do a revolve. Let's go back over here. Meant to hit X to trim this out. Now when I do this, I am probably gonna lose some dimensions. Yeah, lost some dimensions there, but that's okay. We'll go through and make sure it looks all nice later. That's okay. Ooh, there's just extra lines. I'm just gonna do a little quick delete. These are lines that I can't trim. Yeah, so you can see those dimensions, I lost them. It's still solid, but we'll just throw those back in very quickly. It's not a huge deal. Plus, we're going to be talking a lot more about dimensioning today, and that's pretty cool. I think it's really fun. All right, let's throw that in, and then this. Ooh, we're missing one more dimension. Is it going to ask? It doesn't know how far that is. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, now this is fully constrained. You didn't have to trim it all out. I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I wanted to, and that's fine. Cool. So let's double check. This has a thickness of 1, so we'll extrude out 1, and there we go. We've got macaroni all modeled up. Let me go over to my eye properties, physical, and update. There we go. So this has a volume of 3.107. Perfect. These are all the parts that I need to grab my snipping tool, new snip, have my model tree, eye properties, and my isometric. That looks great. Where did my cursor go? Oh, there we go. All right, copy this out. We'll go over to our classroom assignment, and we are going to paste that right there. Cool. All right. Now we're going to create a drawing file of that part. So back into Inventor, close out my eye properties, and go over to my new, I have my template in the ENUS folder, Stevenson template, type in our information. I think this is probably going to be a scale of 2 to 1, but we'll double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Click OK. And now let's go and throw in a base view. Oh, I do need to save it. It is macaroni. Ooh, 1 to 1 is actually looking pretty good right now. 2 to 1, definitely too big. So I'm gonna go over to 1 to 1 and place this down over here. Do my little projections. Click OK. Now I need to change, since I said it's 2 to 1 over here, I have to change that to 1 to 1. I go over to my custom title block and double click on the field text and change this out to be 1 to 1. Cool. Now I'm gonna just move this over here, double click, make make that shaded, throw in a view title, title that my isometric. Cool. All right, now, our drawing file is not totally done. We need to go over to annotate, grab our center mark, and add in this right here. We need that center mark so that we can actually dimension this. Now, it also is important to note that we want to take a centerline bisector, and this time we've done this with hidden lines before, but these are solid lines that are going to show the path that we have a hole cutting through here. So I click on this line and this line, and I add my center line through over there. On here, we have the line precedent rule happening, so we've got a solid visible line. And yes, if you really wanted to argue, you could grab a centerline tool and throw that right there just to illustrate. Grab the centerline tool, go from corner to corner, right click and hit create. And now we just have those little marks that show that there's a center point going through there, but it really is hard to tell. So that's where we have other views in our multi-view. It really fits in, it does the work for us. So would argue that those aren't totally necessary. But here we go. This is our next part. We go over to snipping tool, grab out a new snip, grab this up, copy. I'm going to add this over here. Got it. Bada bing, bada boom. We're on to the next part, which is to add dimensions over to Sushi. And like I said on the last one, we want to make sure that we are just adding the dimensions that we see here. We've already given those. Those are going to be a good indicator whether or not we're over dimensioning, under dimensioning. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dimensions. We should have 7 dimensions when we're done. So let's go into Inventor and do that. We're going to grab our dimension tool and we're going to start with our overall width. There we go. Move that up just a little bit. Overall width. I'm going to go over to my side view to add in an overall height. And in my side view, I'll add in an overall depth as well. Cool. All right. Now that I have my overalls in place, I want to identify features. The first one's going to be this hole. So I already know where its X location is because we can see that the center is aligned, but its Y location is a little bit different. So we go from the center mark to our baseline, dimension that up right there. We don't know the size of it, so we can click that and drag this out. That looks real nice. We've got a radius of 0.5 for that arc hole feature. Cool. The next feature that we have is this little cutout over here. So we can go into dimensions and get a width. So I'm going to go from here to here, throw in a width. Now this part is tricky. We want to dimension the height of this, and we're going to have to break a rule right here by throwing this out here so that we have the height of it kind of tucks in right there, but it is not technically between the views, so it happens. All right, let me close out of my dimension tool so that I can move this up just a little bit, give a little bit more space to that 0.5, and that should do it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dimensions. That's fantastic. And because this has a uniform depth, the pro strat is to take this view and just delete it. We do not need it at all. Wow, look at how clean that is. That's good. So this, we again grab that snipping tool and drag this out, copy that up, and it goes into our drawing file practice 2. We've got it all done. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please make sure that you're reaching out. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.